Are you part of a nonprofit organization, a youth group looking to raise cash for your cause? Stay tuned at the end of this video to learn how you can bring the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation to your town live, featuring the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Join WWE, Mattel, and Toys R Us in a teaming to benefit Make-A-Wish with this custom John Cena action figure, designed by Make-A-Wish child Alex from Los Angeles. The figure will be available exclusively at Toys R Us beginning Tuesday, August 15th, and you can pre-order yours right now through July 31st at toysrus.com. Mattel will be donating a portion of the proceeds to Make-A-Wish.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner, around the world, welcome to a special installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti, joined by the fabulous one himself, Mr. John Cena Sr.
Ooh.
We continue a very interesting series of video segments this summer. We've had some peaceful ones. We've had some where there's been great debate thus far.
We've debated about a belt. We've debated about social media. We've debated about personalities. We really digging deep this time.
David Reese and his roles outside of professional
Dr.
wrestling
David Reese?
as a psychiatrist may have some choice thoughts for the both of us after watching some of them.
You know what? I'm not going to go there.
All right. This one, to me, is just kind of short, sweet, and to the point. You never know how engaged someone may be.
Who's this one from? Pope Francis?
Oh, this is from our good friend Tina Amendola from Wakefield. She wants to know, Tina, she wants to know, who do you think the mystery woman is going to be this Monday night on Raw, and is it a woman that Kurt Angle is speaking to on the phone and in these mystery text messages?
I think we're going to end up with a little bit of a Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle love triangle here, and it's going to be set the match up with Kurt Angle versus Triple H.
Now, what would the scenario be behind that? Do you think Stephanie maybe resents Triple H all of a sudden because he allowed her to go through the table at WrestleMania as part of the storyline? Or why would Stephanie all of a sudden, who's been joined with Triple H at the hip now going on 20 years, why would she just decide to leave him to be with Kurt Angle if it's Stephanie?
It either has to be her, or the one person I hope they really wouldn't bring on TV, Dixie Carter. It has to be something that's going to cause this issue, especially when you say, I love you. I know that this could cost me my job. So when you take those two scenarios together, and you know what, I can't believe that Vince or Stephanie or Paul, Triple H, would allow that thing to go on with Stephanie. I think that's just a bit much. I really do.
To me, if that's the route they go, it doesn't interest me all that much.
No,
there's a lot of matches I'd like to see with Angle, and I'm not saying Triple H and Angle would be a bad match. That's just not one man's opinion.
The only way it would work for me, if Triple H and Stephanie teamed up against Kurt Angle and Dixie Carter, that might be an interesting setup. And see Dixie get her ass kicked by Stephanie, that would be kind of nice. But that would be a good tag situation there. And I'm not a writer, unfortunately. They don't like my ideas. But I think that it's, especially when Kurt said, I love you, I could lose my family over this. I could lose my job over this. It has to be another woman.
Karen Jarrett.
I don't think that's going to be the case. No, Vince, I don't think will allow. No, that's not going to happen. I do think it's going to be some type of triangle. It's going to be a face that you don't want to see at WWE, something that's resented by WWE. Why would they have her on 205 or 250, whatever the hell they're bringing her on to, Dixie Carter? It's just
she was on a Kurt Angle documentary.
Yeah. So, but they're still having her on.
Well, what's wrong with that? She's kind of an expert
But here's
on
what
Kurt
I'm
Angle.
saying. But here's what I'm saying. So who else?
Oh, I
could
see
you,
what you
yeah,
mean.
Yeah. Who else could you? It was like having Eric Bischoff.
Well, that was a great storyline.
Right. But there again, it was like, I'm never going to touch this guy. He almost put me out of business.
Well, another one. Do you think perhaps a possible love interest for Angle might be Linda McMahon? That would be a surprise.
You know, first of all, I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. Because Trump has enough shit in his plate already. That would just even make, and I'm a supporter of Trump, so I'm not being wise when I say that, but I don't think that's conducive to the administration. It's not conducive to Linda McMahon's position, nor is it conducive to Vince, Triple H, Stephanie, Shane, the whole family, or the product itself.
Can you think of anyone outside the box other than Stephanie and Dixie that could be a likely candidate that hasn't been explored by people already?
I can't
That
think.
Angle had a history with in WWE.
What's that?
I said that Angle had a history with in
Excuse me.
WWE. It's very, very slim pickings, so to say.
Yeah, you know, if Cena were going to cross over to Raw, I could see maybe Nikki Bella. That might be kind of a fun thing to try. Something new, never been done. That would be kind of a off the cuff. But I guess I'm like all the fans. I'm sitting here going, who? Why? What? The Stephanie thing, and I have to say this, I mean, I agree with you. It just doesn't excite me. It doesn't make any sense.
You have to wait and see how it's played out. But the way I see it in my head, if that's the way they go,
If you're going to have a match with Triple H and Kurt Angle, then just let the CEO,
Yeah.
Triple H, start a fight.
There's other ways they could go
and it
that
would come
route,
out a lot
yeah.
better. It would come out a lot better. Because why do you want to bring all this stupidity, I call it stupidity, into the wrestling business? It doesn't make any sense. So I guess we'll find out Monday night, won't we?
you know, this has nothing to do with the Kurt Angle situation, but you know what I always thought would have been a pretty good reality-based storyline? What if they did something between Cena, Nikki Bella, and Ziggler on SmackDown? There was a real history there.
Yeah, but you know what?
They want to portray everything as reality TV with these divas, Total Divas show on E! Network.
Well, then they really ought to bring me in. Let me be the bad guy regarding this whole situation.
Johnny Cash, baby.
We have a good time with that, and but that's another story for another time.
All right.
I think that, you know what? I think you've got to be careful how you tread and where you tread. And I hope, you know, we alluded to in the last video, and I think we should redo that and talk about why your social media thing and how it should be run. I think that's a very valid point that we did off camera about Kevin Owens and how he uses social media. Now I have to sit here and say, hate to admit it, Dan, but you are 100% right. Because I'm impressed with what he does. Kevin Owens is a genius when it comes to that.
Well, we have to thank our new friend in the crowd, T. He was kind of the one that came between the two of us and made us both look at things differently.
I agree, but that's
Well,
a great
thumbs
a great,
up to T.
Yeah, a great point. So my whole thing is, you know, I think they really got to think about what they're doing because the interest is being lost because the storylines don't make sense. They're too fast. They're too quick. There's no build up to anything. It's overdone with quick, bang, bang. And now, you know what? I don't want to take anything away from our conversation, but I'm going to go backwards a little bit and then we'll go forward. What you've done with the current product is you've taken away the predictability. You and I can sit here, and I'll bet you the next wrestling pay-per-view or the next wrestling show, you and I can sit here, and if there are 8 matches, if we don't get 6 of them right, we're in trouble. So I think that's another reason why we've lost a lot of the market. Before it was always the smoke, the mirrors, the man behind the curtain. It all went away when Toto pulled the curtain aside and exposed the man with the mirrors. And that's really what's happening here. So back to what you're saying, Kurt Angle, what is the angle? I have no idea. I think that we got to get rid of that sign or move the table.
I think you need to stop moving the chair. How about that?
How about if I go like this and I'm not even near your table?
They perfect.
So I only come here once every 4 months?
All right, Johnny, we'll wrap it up like this. If it is Stephanie McMahon, can they present it in a believable fashion?
No.
All right, well, you heard it from the fabulous one himself. I agree with him. I don't think so either. What do you think? As always, Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. For Mr. John Cena Sr., I'm Dan Marotti. Till we speak again, folks, you and yours be well. The Millennium Wrestling Federation's 15th anniversary tour begins this fall and rolls into 2017 throughout New England, down the East Coast, and into the Carolinas. If your nonprofit organization is looking for an interactive, turnkey experience while putting the fun into fundraising, you've met the perfect tag team partner. MWF offers a variety of packages for groups of almost any size. From our live events at the Boston Garden, the Kowloon Entertainment Dining Complex, and the legendary Suffolk Downs, to high school gyms and function halls, we've presented live events everywhere. Since 2001, the MWF's mission has been simple: keep the kids off the streets. Under the leadership of President Dr. David Reese, we bring the superstars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow to your town, not for a quote-unquote wrestling show, but an event that features action-packed in-ring wrestling, autograph and pose photo opportunities, question and answer sessions, and much more. It is the best of sports and entertainment. The week of your event, we can add on to the endeavor with anti-bullying campaigns, library meet and reads, youth sport concussion seminars, and more. Our live events are fit for fans of every age, from 5 to 95. This fall, as part of our new Kids Club program, we offer live event experiences exclusively for the youngest of fans. On the flip side, we can also produce a tailor-made event for fans of an older demographic as well. We work with you every single step of the way to get the word out to fans near and far, on our local television offerings, and to over 50,000 fans and growing on our social media platform. Your success is our success. If your group has had enough of boring candy bar and wrapping paper sales and has the energy to team with our passionate fan base, bringing the MWF experience to your community is the answer to put smiles on faces while raising cash for your cause. Contact us today to get the ball rolling for your custom-made event that you'll want to bring back year after year. Don't just take it from us. Here are folks we've teamed with in the past.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.